right now seem to be overloaded with fruits and veggies this time of year. It's summer, moms. It's summer. It's the perfect time of year to not only stock our freezer with fruits and veggies, but also a few other ideas that save you both time and money. Welcome to Mommin Daily, where we talk all things moms. I'm Trisha Novotny, the mom behind 24/7 Moms, who has not only survived, but thrived raising all 5 of her kids. And I keep my freezer pretty full to capacity at all times, especially these days when we have so many kids home right now during this epidemic, COVID, family quarantine, whatever you want to call it. We have a lot of people in our house, so we keep our freezers pretty packed full. So what's actually in my freezer? Or better yet, how can we use our freezers to save both time and money? Moms, today we're going to chat a dozen ideas on using your freezer to not only save you money, but time as well. So these are going to be some of my freezer hacks that we use here in our home, and some new ones that I also discovered that I'm going to start using as well. I say it all the time, moms, that my goal here at 24/7 Moms is to simplify your mom world. So today, let's jump in the freezer and see how we can do just that. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about why freeze. First of all, it saves us money. And moms, if you're like me, you're all about the saving of the money. As a matter of fact, yesterday, we have a home down in Hood River, and 2 of our kids are down there right now. And in the Hood River grocery store, ice cream is buy one, get one free. So I'm texting my kids what ice cream to go buy to fill the freezer down in Hood River with ice cream at buy one, get one free. Because why? It saves me money. So when we can buy items on sale, items in bulk, we can stock up in our freezers for later use, just like I just did with the ice cream, right? Okay, number 2, it's convenient. It saves you time from multiple running out to the grocery store. So if you already have a backup items in your freezer, those backup fruits, the veggies, the butter, the cheese, the bread, it's already in your freezer. You're not having to run to the grocery store for that last minute item that you ran out of and now you need. So it saves you time. It makes it convenient for you, right? Okay, next, it saves time, like I just said. One of the things that I do is you prep and you cook ahead of time, and you can put things in the freezer and it saves you time that way as well. So for instance, marinating your meats and freezing them, it's already prepped and it's already in the freezer, ready to go, pulled out, throw in the crock pot or thaw out and grill that night. Whatever, it saves you time by being able to prep and cook ahead and save it in your freezer. And the last one is it's fresh and delicious, moms, because when you can take your favorite fruits and veggies and you can freeze them when they're in season, you are freezing them when they are at the best tasting of the season, right? So it also creates fresh and delicious things in your freezer, ready to go, where you're getting to eat fresh fruits and vegetables that have been just frozen a little bit, and now you can thaw them out or throw them in smoothies or whatever, and you have got months ahead of fresh fruit and vegetables and other foods that we're going to talk about as well as we talk about these 12 hacks for your freezer. Okay, so now moms, what do you freeze? What are you going to put in that freezer? How are you going to stock that freezer and keep it full? First of all, we're going to talk about fruit. Okay, so my favorite frozen fruit is grapes. Have you ever frozen grapes? It's pretty crazy. All you do is you can just rinse them off, get them a little bit dry, throw them back in the freezer in a container, and oh my goodness, they're the best summer icy cool down treat you can have. So freeze your grapes, that's one thing. Next one is bananas. Did you know that you can just take your bananas if they're starting to get a little overripe and you're thinking, I don't have time to peel them and cut them up and all that? No, just take them whole with the peel on, stick them in your freezer, and then when you're ready to use them, pull them out and either thaw them in your microwave for just a couple seconds, or to throw into a recipe like a banana bread, or if you want to throw them in your smoothie frozen, just peel them and throw them in your smoothie. So bananas can be frozen with the peels on. The next one is, you know how you always have like those leftover pieces of fruit? Maybe after dinner you have some leftover strawberries or leftover cantaloupe or mango or whatever. Throw it in, just create a bag that is just mixed fruit that you just throw in, and then you have your smoothie fruit mix already ready to go. You just take fruit right out of that, all mixed up, throw it into your blender and make your fruit smoothies. Berries. This is the best time of year to start freezing those berries, moms. From raspberries to blueberries to blackberries to strawberries. And one of the great ways is to what I call flash freezing them. And that's where you wash them and you rinse them off and you kind of pat them dry. And then you put them on a tray separated from each other. You let them freeze first, then put them in a bag. This way they don't all clump together in the bag and they're not all frozen in one big clump. This way they're frozen solid individually, and then you put them in the bag and you can take out what you need when you need some. Okay, number 2 is veggies and herbs. Cut up your fresh herbs and place them in ice cube trays, adding a little bit of water, and then freeze them. Once they're frozen, you can pop them out, store them in a Ziploc bag or some other freezer container. And now when you need basil or you need chives or you need garlic or whatever, you have it already in a frozen ice cube that you can just throw right into your recipe. So you want to put them in the amounts of herbs in each ice cube to about the amount that you would want in a typical recipe that you're making, like pastas or some other marinades or whatever. And that is the easiest way to keep your herbs frozen and fresh and ready to use. This one my kids all use, and this is the onions and peppers. So one day we went into Costco and they had all those big bags of the assorted bell peppers and red peppers and yellow peppers all on sale, really cheap, like $2.50 a bag. We bought oodles of them, came home, and my daughter chopped them all up in little, dicing them, chopping them, put them in individual bags, and now my kids have them. My kids love to put them in their scrambled eggs and their different dishes that they cook throughout the day. And so now we have them all cooked and ready to go, but they're just frozen, so they're staying fresh and they don't go bad on us. And we can buy lots of them when they're on sale. So cutting up your onions and peppers is another great way with your vegetables. Okay, cheese. Number 3 is cheese. You can either take your cheese, so when cheese is on sale, like the other day I saw the big blocks of what we call Tillamook cheese here, which is really good cheese, was on sale for $5.99. It was about $3 or $4 off a block. That's a pretty big savings. You can buy the whole block and just toss that straight into your freezer. And then when you're ready for a new block of cheese you need, you can just take it out, set it on your counter, and let it thaw on your counter, and then put it back in the refrigerator. Or you can shred that cheese, get it in and mix it with about a tablespoon of cornstarch or flour in the bag with the shredded cheese, and then freeze it. And that way it won't all clump together when you put that flour or cornstarch in it. So you can shred it, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw some cornstarch, flour in it, mix it up, and throw it in your freezer. Now you've got your shredded cheese ready to go for your nachos or your taco night or whatever you need shredded cheese for. You've got it ready to go. Okay, number 4, yogurt. When my kids were younger, I would freeze Go-Gurts. They loved them. It was like popsicles to them. They're those long, skinny yogurt things, and the name brand is Go-Gurt, but I know there's a lot of off-name brands as well. And you just place them in your freezer. Just stick the whole box in, or take them out of the box and stick them in. And when your kids want a cool, fresh treat in the summer, there it is, a yogurt ready to go for them, all frozen, ready to be eaten like a popsicle. Or you can take the little cups of yogurt, and you can take popsicle sticks and stick them in it, and place them in the freezer as well. And then you open them up and they pop out just like a popsicle ready for your kids to eat. And you can also just freeze your yogurt so that you have yogurt when you need it. Okay, so yogurt's another one that a lot of people forget that you can freeze that. Doughs. This is probably one of my favorite things to freeze. And that is making things like cookie dough, pizza dough, pie crust, breads, all of that. My biggest one is the cookie doughs. Is making it and putting it in the freezer. Therefore, when you're ready to have some homemade cookies, your dough is already made. So if I'm making cookies, I try to make extra dough so that I can freeze it and always have those extra batch of dough ready to make a batch of cookies. You can either take the cookie dough and freeze it into a container and just take that whole container out and thaw it out and be ready to cook. Or you can do the flash freeze again and take and put them in the little balls and put them on a cookie sheet, put them in the freezer, let them freeze, and then take them out and throw them in a bag. Now, if you just want to cook, a half dozen cookies, you can take 6 of them out, put them on a cookie sheet, and bake them. And you have fresh cookies based on the number of cookies you want rather than having to make a whole batch of them. So those are 2 ways that you can freeze cookie dough. When it comes to like pie crust or the pizza dough or bread, if you want to freeze those doughs, it's best to roll them up in a ball and then use saran wrap and tightly cover them in saran wrap and then freeze them whole just like that, and then take them out and thaw them, and then they're ready to be used. So that is a great way to save time and money by making your own things. Now, if you like the canned biscuits or the cookie dough that's already made at the grocery store, or the pie crust that's already made, it comes in the box, or whatever you like that's already pre-made at the grocery store, did you know you can freeze those as well? Just take them when they're on sale, buy extras of them, stick them in your freezer, and you're ready to go. Now you have a whole bunch of already ready to go biscuits, cinnamon rolls, pizza doughs, pie crust that you didn't have to spend all the time making, but you saved money when you bought them on sale. Okay, baked goods is number 6. This is about your breads, your already made cookies, already made brownies, things that are already made that maybe you made or you purchased at the store. You can freeze these. We always keep bread in our freezer. When I go to Costco, I buy up several loaves of bread and put it in the freezer so that we don't run out. So hopefully the goal is that whoever takes the last bit of bread out of the freezer goes and gets a new loaf out so that we're never out of it when someone else wants a sandwich or toast or something. It's always in there. So buying your breads on sale or at those discount stores and putting it in your freezer will save you lots of time too. You can do this with hamburger buns, English muffins. We buy the muffins, like the poppy seed muffins and blueberry muffins at Costco, and I freeze them all for my kids, and then they can take them out, heat them up in the microwave, and boom, they have a muffin that to them is fresh and ready to be eaten. So don't forget about your baked goods, freezing those as well. Okay, soups and chilies. I know it's summer and we're not into soups and chilies right now, but I kind of like soup and chili even in the summer. Okay, so once you have created a big batch of it, maybe you had it for dinner, now you've got leftovers, or you doubled your batch and now you're going to freeze it. Once it cools down, you can freeze this either in a freezer container, or I pour them into Ziploc bags, the gallon size, and then I seal them and I lay them flat, and so they stack on top of each other in my freezer, and it takes up so much less space by putting my soups and my chilies in Ziploc bags. Or you can also do them in individual containers or bags so that it's just an individual serving of soup or chili, as well as taking a paper cup and filling a paper cup, flash freezing it. Once it's frozen, peeling the cup out and sticking all those frozen, now cup-shaped amounts of kind of like an ice block almost of soups or chilies into a Ziploc bag, and then you have an individual amount that you can use as well. We typically use the big amount because our whole family eats it, so I freeze it in these large Ziploc bags, put them flat in my freezer, and now we have a whole meal waiting to be eaten after it's thawed out. Or I even just stick it in the crock pot, frozen on low, and let it heat up in my crock pot for the day. So those are just some easy ways of soup and chili. Meat. Okay, so one is buying chicken and cooking it up, or buying the rotisserie chickens and shredding it right then and cutting it up in chunks and putting that in your freezer in individual bags that are ready to make like sliders or quesadillas or chicken and noodle dishes, okay? So if you already buy those chickens and then buy a couple extra when you're at Costco and shred them and cut them up and put them in the freezer, and you've got shredded chicken ready to go or cubed chicken ready to go for whatever recipe that you need it for. The other one is frying up your hamburger. So I buy my hamburger in big bulks amount, and then I fry some of it up, and I even add the onions to some of it or whatever other little spices and ingredients I want, and I mark it, and I put it aside to make my chilies, my tacos, my pastas, and it's in the freezer already ready to go, all ground up, all cooked, just ready to be dumped into my crock pot and mixed in with the rest of the ingredients for the dish I'm making, like chili or tacos or whatever. So that saves you a lot of time as well, and money if you buy it on sale. Okay, we all know meat is getting so expensive these days, so trying to buy it on sale and putting it in your freezer is a great idea. When we were down at our vacation home the other day, T-bone steaks were on sale, $5.99 a pound. Can't beat that. So I bought a whole bunch of them, put them in the freezer, and now they're ready to be grilled when we go down again for another weekend away. So I also buy all my meats and I freeze them and I put the marinades in with them. So if we want a teriyaki one, we put the teriyaki in with it. If I want like an orange chicken, I'll do the orange sauce and put it in with my chickens. So buying my meats ahead and then packaging them again in the Ziploc bags so they lay flat and they stack up in my freezer is a great way. I used a cookbook for years and I still use it called Don't Panic, It's in the Freezer. And it talks all about this freezer cooking method of how to cook and get your meats in the freezer and saving time and space as well. So marinate your meats ahead of time and putting them in the freezer is another great way to save time and money when you buy them ahead and sale. Okay, this is a new one to me, mashed potatoes. And I love this idea because when we make a big batch of mashed potatoes, there's always leftovers. And what do you do with them? You put them in the refrigerator and then nobody eats them and then you throw them out, right? Not anymore, moms. Take them, take your ice cream scooper, make big scoops of them, put them on a cookie sheet, set them in the freezer. Usually I put parchment paper so it don't stick to the cookie sheet. Put parchment paper down and then put your big globs of mashed potatoes in the freezer. Get them frozen. Now you put them inside the Ziploc bag or another container. And now when you want fresh mashed potatoes, you got them. Take them out of the freezer, let them thaw out or heat them up in the microwave. And bam, you have mashed potatoes ready to go for your next side dish for your meal because you already made them ahead. So maybe double batch your mashed potatoes the next time you make them, and then you have some to freeze as well. Okay, sauces, stocks, juice, all that kind of stuff. Everything from lemon juice, soup stock, gravy, or leftover tomato paste from the can can be frozen into ice cube trays and then popped out and put into Ziploc bags for future use. So like, especially like tomato paste, there's always like, what do we do with the extra? I just need a little bit of it. Put it in a ice cube tray, and then when the ice cube tray is full of different things, pop them out and put them into Ziploc bags. Same with your gravies, leftover soup stock, all that can be frozen as well in ice cube trays. Okay, next is casseroles. The lasagnas, the taco pie, all those things that you like to make. Hey, next time you make it, make an extra 1 or 2 and freeze it. However, the way that you want to do this is you want to line the base of your dish with the parchment paper, the the saran wrap or something like that. And then you want to make your casserole in it, put it in the freezer for flash freezing, and then you can lift it out, wrap it up, and stick it in a Ziploc bag if you want to be able to continue to use your casserole dish for future. Or you can always buy the tin casserole dishes as well and use those in your freezer as well. So making your lasagnas and all those casseroles, what is it that your family likes? Make extras, and before you cook it, put it in the freezer, and then on cooking day, take it out, let it thaw, and put it in the freezer, into the oven, and cook it so you have a fresh lasagna. Or you can pre-cook it, and then you can cut it up into individual dishes and freeze those, and then your kids can use those for lunches, or just when you're in a hurry and you need an individual dinner really quickly, or a whole bunch of people just need those, you can grab them out of the freezer as well. So you can make those into individual. Okay, number 12 is rice. Have you ever thought about freezing rice? I have not. So moms, cook up a big batch of that rice, spread it on a lined cookie sheet, freeze it. When the rice is frozen, put it into a freezer bag, and now the next time that you're making stir-fry vegetables and rice, your rice is ready to go. Just grab it out of the freezer, heat it up, and bam, you're ready to go. I know rice is easy to make, but it can take 30 minutes sometimes to get that rice cooker going and get that rice going, and you forgot and you're in a hurry and you just want to get it done. Have some rice in your freezer as well, stocked up and ready to go. Okay, my bonus one for you, because most of us do this, is homemade pancakes, waffles, and French toast. We make those, and then there's always this extra batter. What do we do with the batter? Hey, make up the extra pancakes, waffles, French toast, whatever, and then freeze them. And your kids can pull them out and pop them in the toaster or the microwave, and they can reheat them back up and add some butter and syrup, and they are good to go for a future breakfast. So those are just some ideas to help you get thinking about how can I fill my freezer beyond just fruits and vegetables, beyond just the meat. It's the pancakes, and it's the rice and the cheese and the yogurt and the soups and the chilies and the herbs and the spices that can all go in your freezer as well. So moms, what do you freeze? Share it with us in the comments, or send me a message so that the next time we do a talk on or a post on freezer ideas, we can include your idea in it as well. We love sharing ideas here. We love sharing your ideas, and we love just simplifying the mom world here at 24/7 Moms. It's our goal. Today, I have a little bonus for you, and that is my What's for Dinner. I have the weekly menu. I have 2 different ones that you can use. This is What's for Dinner, and it's Monday through Sunday. And another one that is a weekly meal plan that has a shopping list included. Or I also just have a plain old shopping list that you can use to create your shopping list as you're making out your meal plan. You can write what you need, and it's all in categories like fresh produce, pantry, meat and fish, the deli, beverages, fresh food, all of that, or frozen food, it's all right here for you to fill in and take this with you to the grocery store so that you're ready, or just to leave on your counter or your refrigerator or your command center, wherever it is, that your kids can write down what you're running out of, so that you can snap a picture of it and take it to the grocery store when you are ready to head out to the grocery store. So whatever way that you do make your list for shopping and your meal planning, these are just to help you out to create that for you. You can get these by going to the link that I put in the show notes, as well as they'll be in the comments in just a few minutes. So go ahead and check those out, and you can get these for free. no charge to you. They're just a bonus for you today. Also, I wanted to remind you that our Summer Fun Planning Bash is still going on, meaning if your kids are saying, I'm bored, Mom, I don't know what to do, I have nothing to do, or you're looking for some creative fun to create those memories this summer with your kids, I've got you. I got all the ideas, the planning sheets, even the sheets to help your kids set goals, how to organize your day as a mom. All of it is in my planning bash. It is 5 days of free emails that come right to your inbox, filled with free printables, free tips, free hacks, free ideas, free meal planning, free meal ideas. It's all there, moms. You can plan your whole summer. Boom, it's done. Even though we're into July, and you might start feeling that, I still got 6, 8, 9, 10 weeks of the kids home. What do we do? How do we create those family memories? I gotcha. So sign up for our family bash. I'll put our summer bash. I'll put that in the show notes as well down in the comments. Moms, just thanks for joining us. We love hanging out with you. I wanted to let you know that we are going to be planning another Mom's Night In. We did one back in May and moms loved it. We're going to do one in August, and it's going to be all about back to school. We're going to have tons of giveaways, tons of ideas. We'll play some games again. We'll just chat it up that night, maybe show you some fun recipes. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're going to have another Mom's Night in August, so I want you to just start thinking. There's going to be an announcement soon of a date and a time, so we want you to join us for that as well. Moms, thanks for joining us here at Mommin Daily. I love hanging out with you. I will catch you right back here at our next Mommin Daily. Talk to you soon. Bye.